Yeah, one way to do it. Like Patty. Oh, no, trippy.
I should have expounded. I know Henry went on and on, but you know, I know Darel most all of my life. Sally, a good part of it. Went to Alaska with him. Couldn't have been finer people to live with. They've been friends ever since. You know, ever since Darel and I were walking and riding on our bikes together. He taught me a lot about hunting, fishing, trapping. But you know, he said today he's working on another 60.
I'm Darel's and Sally's granddaughter. About a solid month, Grandpa would tell me the same joke. The same exact joke, probably 15 times in just 1 month. And so I'll tell it to you. One time this guy needed a taxi, so he hollers down the taxi. He gets in and he tells the driver, oh, we're going to go up here, just a little ways down the road. So they're going. And he says, driver, don't forget, I'm right here on the right. And he's like, okay, okay. Keeps going, keeps going. He reaches forward. He's like, driver, I'm right here. Driver swerves off the road. Oh, sorry. Cars are honking at him, beeping all over the place. And the guy goes, are you okay? Like the guy in the back seat, he's like, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? He's like, and then the taxi cab driver pulls right over right then and there, and he says, do not ever grab me by the shoulder. He said, my last job, I drove a hearse. So.
I'm Linda Sutherland.
Bill Sutherland. We've been neighbors for 30 years. Lots of laughter, lots of bad stories. But they were good stories.
Because he always plowed out my parents during the winter. He wouldn't let them pay for plowing from anybody. He would come down and plow them out every storm. If there was an emergency in the middle of the night and had to get an ambulance in there, he would call me and I'll come up and just being
Neighbor.
yeah, a good neighbor and being there when both my parents passed away.
My name's Darlene Durgan, and I met Sally first. I cut her hair when I worked at cutting in Bangor. And I met Darel later when I started stopping and getting milk on my way home.
Durgan, and I met the boys first, and that's a long story, so we're going to jump right over that one and go to, we met probably the Sally and Darel first when I had to come out and get milk or eggs that we bartered with them for haircuts. My favorite memory of Darel is the first birthday cake he ever made for me. And I can't go in a whole lot of detail about that either, but it didn't appear as though it was something you would eat, but it was very tasty. He remembered it today when I mentioned that he remembered that birthday cake.
Grandpa would call, when I was younger, Grandpa would call over to the house like every day and tell Mom a joke. And one time I answered the phone, and apparently I sound like Mom because he told me this wildly inappropriate joke, and I was like 12. And I was like, do you want to talk to Mom? And he's like, oh goodness, yes.
I'm Pastor Cindy, and I met Grammy and Grandpa almost, let's see, about 13 years ago when Mitchell had died. And I got a call that he had died, and I was to come out to the farm to visit with the family, and I had just moved into town as the new pastor at the Corinth United Methodist Church. Your grandfather would sit there, Darel would sit there in that back row on the right-hand side, and your grandmother, Sally, would lean over and fall asleep on his shoulder. And I remember him either saying something to me or me saying something to him about that. And he says, that's okay, that's when she gets to rest. And why wouldn't I hold her up?
I love you, great grandpa.
I love